Well, this protest has been built on deceit. And when I say deceit, if you look at the protest, the last major promotion for the protest was the July 28th interview given by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, in Abia State with Governor Oti by his side, encouraging people to protest, saying that the economy was in ruins and urging Nigerians to join the protest. Well, what happened? We saw that when the protest came, Abia State did not protest, but we had protests in Lagos. We had protests in Kano. Now, here's the thing. Kano and Lagos, they pay above, in fact, in Lagos's case, they pay above minimum wage, 70,000 since February. They don't owe salaries. Kano pays minimum wage, and in addition to minimum wage, Kano pays a 20,000 naira wage support since February. And yet, there were protests there. Now, in the Abia State, where Peter Obi gave that interview, there were no protests. And that state, Abia State, owes as much as 13 months' salary and doesn't pay the minimum wage. So you can see that there was some gaslighting here. And we see that also some people were prepared beforehand for something other than protest. Because where did these people get Russian flags? And other than that, you see that the main promoters of this protest, Omoyele Sowore, is not in the country, he's abroad. So he might be under the influence of foreign powers, we do not know. Peter Obi, he was a man that has been saying, okay, this protest is necessary. However, what are his motives? Because when you talk about the country, the things that they said, that the president has brought about the removal of fuel subsidy. Look, on the 1st of January 2023, Peter Obi said that if he were elected, subsidy would go immediately on day one. That's a direct quote. So what has the president done from his point of view to justify this protest? Are you
saying that he is one of those who is inciting people to go on protest? Is that what you're saying clearly?
I mean, I don't have to say that. That's an obvious fact. You watch his July 28th interview. He did say and encourage people to protest. It's a video, for goodness sake. You can watch the video. So it's a fact. It's a notorious fact. And then if you look
But there are those who have also come out to say that people can protest because it's their human rights, but then they have to do that within the ambit of the law. But then let's come back to our studio here and let's get the perception and perspective of the gentleman in the studio. Let me begin with you, Sam. You have been monitoring what is going on. What's your perception of how the protest has gone, especially the dimension it took yesterday?
Yesterday was very significant because in the aftermath of the speech that the president gave, some people started saying the speech did not address the concerns. I think this was a basic expression of ignorance and tendentious misrepresentation of facts. You say hunger is in the land. It gives loan to students. That takes away a lot of burden from people. They are not talking about how to address the problem. It gives credit scheme for people to do investment. Is that not a way? Is hunger necessarily to give you food to eat? It does all of that. And they say it didn't address the issue. And then they said Shoyinka came out and said that hunger march is okay, and that which is okay. There could be hunger march, there could be protest, but he said that we should take example from yellow vest in France, and that when he saw yellow vest, said it was peaceful. Shoyinka should go and read the facts. 11 people were killed in France because of the violence of yellow vests. Yellow vests were killing people, were destroying places. So the police used grenades. You got their record. They used grenades. They used tear gas in Marseille, in Paris, in other parts of France. They were persistent because the state cannot sit down, just as the president said, right, and let miscreants hijack. Exactly. Look at what happened in Kaduna.
Right. In Kano,
over 800 people were arrested yesterday. I can report that 200 of them were people who were making the Russian flags. And the Russian flags were seen in about 9 states in the north. Who told you there were no puppeteers? that people were doing it, that people were stage managing it. So when people say that it was because of protest, they were just protesting. No. This had strong political undertone. In Osun State, where they were doing it, it's on record. Anybody should go and challenge me if they want to. When somebody stood on the podium and was trying to raise objections to some of the measures taken by Governor Adeleke, the crowd went to yank the phone from his mouth and said, no, don't talk about Adeleke. So who told you, who organized them?
Right.
People should go and answer those questions. In Kano, the governor said they can go and protest.
Right.
It became a Frankenstein monster. They got to government house. They could have sacked him. Then we understand that what we are seeing are tendentious efforts to sow seeds of insurrection. That's what we saw.
Recall that the security agencies had spoken before the protest, that there were persons who intend to hijack the protest, that the intelligence they got.
Yes, I wrote last week when Adegborua was saying that it was going to be peaceful.
Yeah.
I said that the security people should ferret out guarantees from him, whether to guarantees that those things will not be hijacked.
Right.
But the point is that Lagos was vigilant. You know, they said the only way you can maintain your freedom is vigilance.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So Lagos was vigilant.
Perhaps we learned from 2020.
Exactly. And if you cannot learn from your errors in the past, then you are a fool.